Are you a little ahead of schedule in getting back tonight?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but the whole time is based on how I felt. And if it was getting worse or getting better each day, and that's the approach we took.
TJ, how did practice feel today for you?
Yeah, it felt good. It's felt good for the last couple of days, so hopefully it'll continue tonight.
What's it like just playing today with Timmins?
Pardon?
What was it like today playing with Timmins on a D-line or D-back?
Yeah, we took some reps. It's good to get some of that in. We haven't played together, obviously, so to get that in practice and try to figure each other out, it's important.
What's the biggest challenge, TJ, when it comes to coming back after 12 games?
I think it's just the mental side of it. Trying to get back in the game. It's hard to replicate in practice, that mindset. So I think, definitely that, and just trying to, be alert out there, make the right reads, and try to see the game. Yeah, it's been great. All across the board. Like I said, they've been playing connected out there. Whether it's offensively or defensively. So it's been fun to watch.
How did you take it in about the group while you've been sidelined? Just your observations of things in terms of just how the team's been clicking.
Yeah, I think just the amount of guys that have stepped up. The forwards have definitely stepped up. Their defensive side of the game, and that's definitely helped. And then guys playing more minutes than they weren't, and they've done a great job.
A guy like Brodie, you don't replace. So to get him back, it's gonna obviously he's gonna take a lot of minutes out there in a game. It's gonna be big for our team.
How do you think it's going to help your team in the long run, getting guys like Rasmus and Timothy more minutes at this time in the season?
Well, it's huge. It's I think especially for defensemen in the NHL, it's all about experience, and they stepped up and played in a huge role here in the last little bit, and they looked really good doing it. So for them, that's gonna give them a lot of confidence going forward, and they know now that they can play in any situation against anyone and be effective.
And have you liked playing all these extra minutes with some of the
Yeah, we love it. I mean, you get out there, you sort of forget about your mistakes quick when you're going out a lot, and no one's ever going to complain about playing more minutes, that's for sure.
Brodie looks ready tonight?
Yeah, he's ready.
Is that a bit of a ahead of schedule?
No, I wouldn't say so. Medically, he's been cleared for a few days here now. He was cleared the other night, but we're just, like we've talked about a lot with these injured guys, there's the physical part of it, but then there's also just getting them up to speed and feeling comfortable where they could play in a game. And, in Brodie's case, probably haven't had as much practice time as he would like or as we would like him to have. That's just the schedule being what it is, but he did get the one the other day, I should say, in Dallas with us. So he's feeling ready to go. We'll kind of ease him back into it and get him back up to speed. But it's gonna be nice to have him back for sure.
How do you think he can help Connor Timmins kind of adjust? I know Timmins played one game, but just kind of.
Yeah, I think anytime you get to pair with a veteran player, I think it can only help. I think you'll see Brodie move around and play with probably everybody at different times tonight, but yeah, I think that's goes without saying that having a veteran to play with that where he's going to be and can just trust that, especially in Brodie's case, the type of player that he is, that he's there to support you throughout the game is gives good peace of mind, lets him just go out and play.
What did you learn about the team during the stretch where you had to play them?
Well, I think in a lot of ways we learned that as a team that you just stay focused on what you can control as a group. I mean, every coach, every team preaches that and talks about it and all of that, but sometimes it takes going through something where the guys actually have to do that, and then they get success and see results come out of it. And so I think that's a big piece, that you can just remain resilient. And in our sport especially, where you rely on you rely on so many different guys to be able to take on the 60 minutes that are required to win a game, that when you lose someone, if everybody else can just elevate just a little bit, you can cope. Goes without saying that we're a better team when we're healthy, but you can still win and you can still compete at a high level, no matter who's in or out. And, we've had examples of that with some of our forwards over the last few years. That, some of our key forwards have been out at different times, and we've been able to press on and win games. When you take out the quality of defensemen that we've lost and so many of them at the same time, it really tests the group. But, the guys just kept on playing and played better and cleaned up a lot of the details, that we've been talking a lot about and built some positive momentum off that. That's just given us a real nice foundation for success every time out.
Speaking of the veterans, I guess it's out of necessity, but Mark Giordano's been playing more minutes than I guess he probably ever thought he'd be playing this year. What is it about him that he can log 25+ minutes a game? And did you think that was going to be the scenario going into the season, that we'd have to use him for that?
Well, no, I don't think Morgan Riley has shown the ability to do that and take on those type of minutes, but otherwise I don't think you want to really push the envelope with any of your defensemen. But yeah, it's more than we had anticipated, giving Gio, yet we've always felt he has the ability to do it, and especially in a short-term situation. What allows him to do it, I think I've talked about this before, he's just an absolute competitor. He's just whatever the team needs, whatever the coaching staff needs from him, he's going to give you absolutely everything that he has. So I think that's what we've seen, and he's a smart player. He's very strong. He doesn't put himself in bad spots. So he's able to go out and take on those minutes. And then at the same time, I think while our defense, and first of all, we can't talk about Giordano without talking about Justin Holl, because Justin Holl as well has been outstanding through this stretch. And those guys together have taken on so much, and that's allowed Sand and Liljegren to find their game, and now they've really come on. All of that's come together for us. But the support that all of our defense have received from the forwards has really helped everybody else be better. And that includes our goaltenders. And everybody's kind of covering for each other. When forwards are slipping, D are making big plays, and when D and forwards are slipping, goalies are making saves and giving us life and confidence there. So all that coming together is the reason why we've found success. But here we are, another game day, come back home against a real good team waiting for us here, and we've got to stay with it.
What did you learn about the Kings in the LA game that could help you tonight?
Well, I don't know if it'll help us because it doesn't make the job any easier, but what we learned certainly is a very strong defensive team, very structured, make it real hard to get to their net that way. They have a lot of depth, both at forward and defense. I think in terms of production from the fourth line, even if you look at it, I don't know if I think the way they've got it configured here tonight, I think it's at 11 goals at 5-on-5 just from their fourth line. It's as good a production, I think, as we've seen from what I can recall from any team in the league. Their power play right now in the last 10 games has been by far the best in the NHL, and that's given them confidence and gives them, a real boost offensively. So there's a lot to handle there for sure. But like I said, like we've been talking about here, we feel our game's in a good place too, and we're ready to take on any opponent. But certainly this team comes with challenges for sure.
Is there an update on Morgan Riley's stats? I know it's getting close to the origin.
Yeah, no, he's not skating here yet, but he's in training and working regularly and healing. I think there's been nothing at this point that would say he's off the timeline. I'm not quite sure exactly where it's at in terms of him getting back on skates. So,
I'm surprised, if at all, that Trevor Moore's kind of carved out a real role for himself in the NHL now.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I think he was really coming on at his time here in Toronto as well. It was at the time, I think it was an appropriate move for us and helped us at that time. But you never like to see a guy like that go, that you've come in and you've seen him grow through our program. He was a really important piece of our Calder Cup winning team, and you saw his growth through that. It took him some time to get to that point. It took him some time in the NHL, but he's got such a great skill set, and a hard worker and all those kind of things. And I think, he's gone home there to California and has done quite well. So really happy for him.
Sheldon, in your time here, you've had more than a few different goalie tandems, whether it be through injury or through roster moves. With Samsonov and Murray both healthy at the same time, is this the most comfortable you felt with your 1-2?
Well, I think if I look at it, when the season was, when we were preparing for the season and we're coming in, I was really excited about these two guys. And we knew what their history was, and we knew what we have to do to give them a chance at success, and how we had to play a role to really help those guys thrive and play to their potential. But I was extremely excited when I just looked at the combination of ability, experience in the league. Both of them at different times have been carrying the load for their team. Both have played in the playoffs. Obviously, Matt Murray's won the big game multiple times, won the Stanley Cup. The combination of all of that to me had me really excited, and those guys have delivered on it.
Is Samsonov starting tonight?
He is, yes.
Was there any, I'm not sure if you guys have a plan moving forward, but was there any thought, just given how Matt Murray played recently, that you might go with him again tonight?
No, there wasn't. Just because it was already pre-scheduled, we'd already communicated, and often we don't get too far ahead, but this one was communicated just simply based on the travel. Not much of recovery time. Like, we traveled back yesterday on our day off, so it's a tough turnaround coming all the way from Dallas to here. And then just the fact that his workload was as high as it was, if anything, that just confirmed that we had to stay with that.
Could this be a big motivator for Morgan coming back now with the lineup as good as it's playing?
Yeah, it certainly should. Regardless of how the team's playing, when you're out of the lineup, you get back in, you want to take advantage of it. Clearly there's a competition going on here, and he had played really well, then we saw it dip a little bit, and Yarncroc has given opportunities for other people, whether that's Robertson moving up or SDA the other night gets a chance to play in the NHL, and Malkin gets back in today. Simmer is going to play on Saturday, so this is a good opportunity right here to get out and get back to playing the way he was.